Hi, John. We're live up here. Welcome.
Oh, I was looking at my Twitter. I'm sorry.
Welcome, everyone, to our Big Brother 23 Episode 7 recap show. I'm so excited, John. I'm so excited. Hello?
Hello?
Are you
Yes.
pretending not to hear me?
Are you there?
Just
Eric?
like my dad.
Can you hear me? I'm kidding. Yes, I can hear you.
I want to let everybody know before we get into talking about tonight's show that wherever you guys are watching from, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, YouNow, all of your favorite places, make sure that you follow, like, and subscribe. It is a great way to help support our shows. Of course, sharing them is also great, so make sure you share them. Maybe there's a Facebook group you think they'd be good in, a friend, a family member. Share the show now. Let everyone know we're live. Share it after. Like I said, if you think someone would enjoy it.
Sharing's
What?
caring.
Sharing is caring. Be the good. Something. And tweet us your questions.
Be the good person. There you go.
It's like be
Human?
the good or
Be the
fake
good.
it.
Human, yeah.
Tweet us your questions with hashtag YRRLive. Now, that being said, I am so excited to talk
Me too.
about tonight's Big Brother with someone who was just on last season of Big Brother Canada. How relevant with Tom Green over in Canada.
I know.
One of my favorite players from last season. I know yours too, John. It is the wonderful Tera. Hello,
Thank you.
Tera. How are you doing?
I am doing great. It is so much more fun watching Big Brother from the outside than being in there.
Oh, I love that you are not only a, all-star in my opinion of Big Brother Canada, but also that you are an aficionado. You watch all of our BBUS seasons.
Yes.
You are really a lover of the game.
It's a great, crazy game. I do love it.
I love it. I love that you love it. Now, Tera,
Yes.
this is not planned.
Okay.
We have to talk about something. What I have to do. John doesn't even know, and it just kind of popped into my. He's finding out now.
Instantly sweating.
No, you got this, Tera. We have to take care of business from the last show. Okay. Now, I don't know if you know, but Karen was on the show yesterday, and she berated us and yelled at us for an entire hour and then tried to gaslight everyone and say
and
that...
burn the whole show.
Yeah, and then say that, it was us. So here's the thing. Can you tell Karen that you love her for us?
Yes, I love Karen.
Thank you.
Yes. Are you kidding? Karen was hilarious. Remember when she was outside in the back and she just kept yelling at Kevin Martin? He wasn't saying anything. It was like one of my favorite Big Brother Canada moments. Like she's like, F off, Kevin Martin. He's like, I'm not even saying anything.
You should hear the show she did with us. It was the same thing, except there was two of us.
Oh, I would love to drink wine with Karen and have her berate me. I think it would be so much fun. I feel like you haven't lived until Karen has yelled at you. You guys should be honored.
I'm very honored.
Listen to me. I get voicemails from Karen, and it's literally like, Eric, are you going to wear that damn hat on the show today? I just wanted to know if you're going to take the hat off on this show. I love your hair. No, Karen, I'm not.
Oh,
okay, that's all.
Now I got to go back and watch it. I didn't know she was chatting with you guys last night. She's hilarious.
Oh, yes. She was on last night. But I want to talk... John, I'm going to let you take over. But we need to talk about tonight's Big Brother because so much has happened. And I'm excited about to talk about
so much has happened. But what I want to know, because, I did watch your season, Tera. And, I love the way you kind of, stayed under the radar those first few weeks. You and Tina... We're just hanging out together and stuff. But I want to know kind of what you thought of Frenchie's game. going super hard that first week and just really kind of overdoing it a bit.
Yes. You know what? I think that Frenchie looks like a great person in real life, and that house just makes you a little nuts, right? Not to mention, your guys' price this year is $750,000. Like, that is enough to like put on the game, and then that epic prize. I think he just got, but I think he looks like he's got like a really good heart, but I think he did just play. He promised too many people, too much at the beginning, too much alliances, and then throwing the alliances under the bus. I actually thought tonight he had some pretty good points to stay, though. You know, he had some good pitches where it was like, ooh, you know, would you want to keep a big target like Frenchie? You know, he's going to keep going on the block.
So let's say you're still in the game and Frenchie pitches that to you. Do you accept it? Do you use him kind of as a meat shield? Or do you think, oh my gosh, this guy's so unpredictable, he's probably going to turn on me?
Yeah, it's kind of rolling the dice with that one for sure. But I think whenever you're playing the game, you have to look at both sides. You got to hear people out.
Yeah.
You got to see what's going on. I mean, it was almost a unanimous vote, right? It was 11-1. So in a situation like that, you know, you're not going to throw your game on the line to try and save him. But if more people are thinking about it, he did have some valid points.
He did. And, you know, mentioning rolling the dice, if he had just rolled the dice in the beginning, he would have stayed this week, right?
Yes, and he did. He got it, too. He would have that 2 weeks of safety.
I know, and he said, you know, I want to see my pictures of my kids. It's been a week, right? It'd only been a week, or maybe in sequester for maybe 3 weeks at the total. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Tera, I have to know, because I know that you're in Canada, so it is not at all easy to do. You can't really watch our live feeds, right?
You know what? Please don't judge me. I've never seen a live feed in my life.
Well, Tera, I knew that when you said Frenchie had a good heart.
Oh no! Yeah. I've never seen a live feed. I always just like to watch the show.
Oh my, Tera.
But I think you can get the live feeds through the Paramount Plus app in Canada, right?
I'm sure, because people can get the I'm sure you just gotta punch in IP addresses, or you gotta fake something. Who knows? I'm sure there's a way to get them.
You see the advertisement,
Well, I was going to say, Tera, I was trying to help you out by saying you couldn't, but then I wasn't really sure. No, you can't. You have to have a VPN. Chats are telling me you got to do a VPN workaround in Canada if you want to watch them. So that's your excuse, Tera? You can't. You're not going to do no VPNs. You can get a virus.
I don't even know what that means.
But I mean, you at least get it because you played the game, and I'm sure you understand the edit versus what is actually happening in the house. So yeah, Frenchie, you know, not such a great, you know, not great.
Okay, hates it.
You know, like, you know, maybe I'm not going to put up women or people of color, and then I'm going to just go hard for both of that and then lie.
In his defense, though, in that episode, like, he made all these promises, and then there was all these loopholes and new competitions where people had safety and other people couldn't go up and they could save someone else. So I think that was his original plan. It just...
But as a super fan, don't you sort of like have to keep that in mind when you're playing the game? Like, there's going to be competitions. One of the meatheads might win, or a girl, or a person of color. And then what do I do? But I think maybe he got so excited, he got HOH and was running around, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe, you're safe.
And you can't promise everybody, right? Some people are like, oh, I got to cover all my bases, but it's like, just cover the numbers. You don't need to cover every single base, because that's how you get yourself into some trouble. You don't make promises, you can't keep them.
Yeah.
Well, as we saw on the live feeds, you can promise everyone. That's what Frenchie did and why he's out right now.
Yeah.
You can, turns out, promise everyone.
I think, too, after, like, being in the house and playing the game, I just feel like it's so hard for me to judge anybody in there, because I'm like, oh, I get it, you know, that's...
No, well, This is a judgy space where we are super judgy, but
Okay, let's
with
do it.
love. And
Yes.
it goes without saying we're talking about people's games and not them as people.
Yes.
Except maybe Frenchie's game bleeds
Oh.
into his real life. I don't know. So, okay. Anyway,
Moving
yeah.
on.
Right.
Frenchie eviction party is trending for a reason. Whoops. Look, he said it. Again, if you guys missed it, he put out a tweet, and said, if I'm ever on Big Brother, I hope you guys go hard. It's what I would do. He is in the Twitter streets. He goes hard against every player all season. So I think he's going to be just fine with everyone's critiques when he gets out.
Oh, see, I didn't know this.
He did.
You do know everything.
He does know everything. And I'd still buy eggs from him, so he's a farmer. So
yeah, ew. Well, okay, those eggs, chicken eggs. Got it.
Chicken eggs.
Got it. He followed me. He was the only person from this season's cast that followed me, and I didn't know who he was.
And you do now, and you will never forget him.
And I do too, because we had a bet that Frenchie would make jury, and that was what my bet was. And because I lost, I now have to dress in drag on the final episode of our recaps.
Oh my God, you're gonna look fabulous. I'll be tuning in.
and again, to remind me, John, it was Eric who's always correct that told you Frenchie won't make it a moment past getting out of power, and that's what happened.
A couple shows ago, you were like, I don't know. There was some doubt.
I was trying to be nice. I wanted him to stay. I wanted him to stay because now I can't do this no more. It's me, Frenchie. Oh, guys, gosh, I'm tickler than a porcupine in a haystack. I can't do that anymore now.
We have a little like Big Brother pool going with some of like my castmates where we're betting, right? We got a pool going, and we had to pick our players based just on like their picture, their age, and where they were from.
Okay.
And I actually red flagged Frenchie right from the get-go because I was like, there's no way that guy's only 32. He looks so much older than that. No, I was like, I don't think he's trustworthy. I didn't trust his photo.
Like it being in the sun too much from like plowing his land is not trustworthy.
I don't.
Like
I'm going to be 38. I'm going to be 38. He looks way older than me. I was like, it was in the chat. I was like, I don't know about this Frenchie guy. I don't know if I'm buying the age. I don't know.
I know. I say that all the time. I say that about Travis too. Like, I love Travis in the real world, but I was like, I thought Travis was 40.
Like, he photographs old.
He really photographs old. Like, people don't look at me and go, 42. I look at him and go, 42?
It's because we do that skincare.
I got news for you. I watch my boyfriend on the feeds every night. Of course, I'm speaking about Christian. And he does this 20-minute facial routine with oils and serums and blah, blah. Ready? I've never done one thing to my face in my life. My skincare routine revolves washing my face with antibacterial soap in the shower, and that's it. And that's if I shower daily. That's it, my whole life.
My whole thing is a huge process. AM and PM. I got creams and serums and magic potions.
I'm convinced that if you do that, like from a young age, it sucks you in. Like, you have to keep it up to keep it. I just never did it, and then I beat the system.
Oh no, I try everything. I'm doing everything. My mom for Christmas got me this jaw exercise to like tighten this up.
It's working.
And it looks like a ball gag, but I'm chewing on it.
I was gonna say your jaw looked very defined, so it must be working.
We're 10 years apart. I'm 10 years old.
And not married.
And we're not married.
I would marry both of you.
Oh.
I don't think either one of you would marry me.
No, we're both married to other people.
Always a bridesmaid.
After your season when you were yelling at everybody during the composition, I was a little like, whoa. She's little, but she's loud and scary.
Little woman syndrome, that's a real thing.
It is for guys too.
Yeah.
Speaking of Frenchie, so, speaking of Frenchie, what did we think at the start? Well, actually, before we even get there,
Yeah.
what did we think of Kyland bringing these teams in and basically making them give him safety a day before eviction? But I mean, but before Thursday night's eviction, like this to me seemed like a good pitch to make. Oh, I don't know, before Knops.
Yeah.
They don't owe you anything. You're done. All your powers are gone. They don't have to give you loyalty right now. It made no sense to me at all why he was doing this now.
That did seem a little strange. That would be a great conversation to have before you make your nominations. Or if somebody's going to use the veto, a replacement nomination.
But maybe he thought, oh, shoot, I meant to do it before nominations. Now I got to just make sure. Hey, guys, didn't nominate you. What about safety next week? Do you know what I mean? Like maybe he was kind of playing on it because he might have forgotten. He got all caught up with Sarah Beth, right, in the bed and cuddling. You know, your mind
I'm
jokes.
there for that. I like that little combination. She's one of my picks, by the way. So
is she? She is one I love. Oh no, we did not think Sarah Beth was going to be great preseason. No. They very much pigeonholed her into that Raven or like the quirky. I forget the. Oh my God.
Right,
Bronte.
I'm kooky. Look at me.
She is a forensic scientist.
No.
Girl's got a brain. She's just. Her and Tiffany are my picks, actually, and I am stoked. I think both of them are rocking it. I'm very happy with my selections.
I think you're going to do very well. I think Tiffany, I think Claire. I would love Tiffany, Claire. I would love a Sarah Beth win. I mean, I always want a woman to win, but one of those three I would be thrilled with winning this season. But yeah, it didn't make sense. He had no power. I didn't understand why he was doing it. Honestly, I'm afraid if Kyland continues to play the game, like we all love him as a person, he's super sweet and endearing, but I think these things that he does are going to really start grating on people. Like, we can only talk to you for 10 minutes. You want us to pledge our loyalty and safety to you. Like, people
I'm not answering questions. I'm not answering questions.
Yeah, I'm not answering your questions.
As the HOH. Thought that was. I've never seen that before.
Oh no.
Oh gosh. He's frozen. Okay.
He's frozen, but here's what's important. We can throw a little ball. We can throw little balls in his mouth. So now at home, it's a fun game you can play. Right now, just pick up whatever you have and throw it at John. All right. So while we wait for John to get unfrozen, did you like a Kyland HOH, Tara?
I thought I liked the choices that he made with it, but I definitely see your point with some of the conversations that were had. Afterwards, it's not really the smartest. I know, especially for like me in the house, you don't want it can be annoying if somebody's always asking you to like promise you stuff like within the house, especially when you have like no power or there's nothing up for grabs yet.
Right.
But I think he's building like pretty good personal relationships, but I don't watch the live feeds. Is there something that I'm missing?
No, I wouldn't say that there's anything that you're missing. It's kind of more of like what we just said. I think he's very endearing to people. I think people like him, but I think, I'm just worried. I'm worried if he continues to play the game in the way that he's playing it, it's going to annoy people.
Yeah. He's kind of got his bases covered a little bit though, right? Because he's got the Cookout Alliance, right? And I think maybe even that last grab, like that last little conversation, I wonder if he did that because Frenchie really exposed the slaughterhouse. Was that his way of trying to still be cool with them? Like trying to see like, oh, did the space completely blow up or are we still good?
Yeah, I think that is definitely part of it. I think part of it is he was doing that, trying to cover his bases to see where
Mm.
things, are going to go in the future. Um we know, like, one of the things that, now you wouldn't know this from the edit tonight, but one of the things that we knew is that everyone is going after now Brent and Whitney. Now, they really, I feel, left this edit or like this plot point out of tonight's episode. So I guess it's
I
actually
literally had to be
interesting.
like, who's Brent and Whitney?
Brent is the douche. Brent, he always looks like he's constipated. Brent. How
Disgusting.
else can I describe Brent? No, Brent. Brent.
Oh, I feel
Else
like I
would I?
haven't seen a lot about Brent. It's so hard in the beginning first episodes because there's so many people, and if you're not watching the live feeds and you don't see all, because a lot of people don't get airtime at the beginning.
Flight
So,
attendant.
oh yes,
He
yes,
was the one tonight where he was
yes.
talking over Christian and Whitney, and then his veins were popping out of his arm, which I think is the most disgusting thing. If I can see the veins that should be in your body outside of your body, and then what if they get caught on something? Can, like, you just pull your vein out? Like, that is so disgusting.
I love you so much.
It's so
I love you.
gross. So
But now
gross.
I know exactly what you're talking about. So thanks
Okay,
for
so
reminding me.
that is Brent. So now they want to go after him, and Whitney is the plan for this week, which really didn't make the edit at all.
Yes, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I didn't see any drama or anything spicy.
No, no, there was no spicy, which, by the way, I said that right from the beginning when everyone this season was very much there's no drama, or nobody's going to create drama week 1. I'm like, you guys should have watched Big Brother Canada last season. These people were all playing week 1, night 1. I know that they will do it, and you guys can, make it happen. What did we think of Brittany's speech? So,
Her
we saw
rap?
Brittany go up there and rap. Did we love that?
I think it's really cute for Brittany, right? Like Brittany's very vocal about the fact that she's on the spectrum and that she uses rhythm a lot. I think she's great representation for that. I think she's adorable. And I don't know if that's like kind of like her like nervous energy to make her feel comfortable, but I thought it was super cute. It's unconventional, but I thought she did a great job and I love what she is showing, like her who she is in the house. I think it's awesome. I thought it was cute. I mean, I'm not a rapper. I can't even clap to a beat.
I think Brittany is adorable. I think people are too hard on her. Again, on the live feed, she's a lot of that all the time.
Oh, okay.
So I can see how that can kind of grate on people, but I mean, I just think, like you said, she said how, she is on the spectrum, how she is autistic. I think the way she communicates and socializes with people is then going to be a little bit different, and I think people have to, be more understanding of that.
Yeah. Has she told the house guests yet? Do they know that
I
about her or still no?
I don't think so. I mean, it's so hard because week 1 was just Frenchie chaos. Like,
Yes.
again, when I tell you the live feeds were constantly like, this person was the target for 4 hours, then it was this
Yes.
person, then Frenchie exposed this person, then it was so impossible to keep track of the first week. There was probably 14 targets. So I mean, it was so hard to like keep track of what came out on the first week, but
Right.
I feel like she has to have, knowing her personality. I see Socks Pats fan in the chat says, I think she mentioned it, but I can't remember if it was DR to us or to other house guests. She definitely
Yeah.
mentioned it in the edited show, but I don't remember specifically if she said it to us. But yeah, I just think people need to be more understanding of her. It seems, I don't know. I don't like it when I see people not being mean to Brittany.
Yeah, that's fair. I think she seems. I'm rooting for Brittany, and I think it's so cute. She's got like her black belt in karate. She's like, you never know what she could bust out. I'm glad she
Exactly.
stayed. I'm glad she stayed.
I am glad she stayed too. All right, so hold on. John, I think, might have his. Yeah, he said he rebooted his router. Let's see if we can get. Those Canada fires are close to John. So okay, I think John might be back. Uh-oh. Wait, hold on. John might have made us lose everyone now. Okay, hold on. Hold on. All right, it's a live show. John is being fired from the show, everyone. All right, hold on. Let's see what'll happen. All right, I'm just gonna call everybody back. Okay, we're gonna call everybody back, and we're gonna get everybody back on. We hope. We'll see what happens. Okay, Tera, I think you're back. Okay, so I think you're back. Let's see if we can get John back in here now. If not, we'll just go on. If we can't get John back. All right, let's see. Let us see. John Richardson, are you back? Welcome, everyone.
Oh, he's joined. He's coming.
Look, I love how chat is like, Eric is losing his mind right now. This is his biggest pet peeve. John is being fired. I don't know why it's not showing either of you now. All right, hold on. I got John back. All right, I got John back. So let's go ahead. We're going to put John over here. Ready? And you're still with us, right, Tera?
I am still here.
Yeah.
Right.
And you were frozen the last time, but Tara and I were talking.
Were you?
Yeah.
We were talking behind your back. Don't get mad at us, Eric.
All right, it's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go like this. I think Skype is just being weird.
I've been having internet issues all day randomly, so I just restarted my modem.
Okay. I don't know why it does it. Like, I don't understand. It's not a fan of letting me bring in Tera now.
Great. Even the podcast hates me.
Everybody, I hear you, but it's not bringing in. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hang up from both of you. So everybody just hang up.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm going to call you both back. And then we're going to hope that it's going to let you both back on the call. Okay? So everyone's hung up. All right, they're gone. This is fun. It's like you guys are getting to see what we do before a show starts. So John's going to come pop back on right now. Boom. John should be here. Yay, yay, yay. John's back. Great. Now let's go ahead and we'll add in Tera. Let's see. And then hopefully this will work this time. If it doesn't, we're going to blame Skype. All right. So I think we have Tera back.
Okay.
Ready? Fingers crossed. Watch this. Yay. Tera's back. Perfect. John, where were we? I know where we were. We were talking... We were talking about Brittany's eviction speech.
Oh, what did you think of the rap?
What did you think of the rap, John?
Listen, I thought the speech rap was the best one on the feeds. Maybe that was practice until, we even saw Xavier say, maybe you're not ready for your album yet. But I thought she did really well. Better than what I could have done.
I thought it was cute too.
Yeah.
We liked it. We were fans of the rap, and I think that Brittany is great.
Well,
I think if she's on the block again, she shouldn't do it a second time though. No. Do your one rap, have that be your little thing. But if you're on the block again, then I would do the traditional pitch.
Well, it was nice to see Brittany kind of relaxing in this episode, and I'm going to jump back and forth a little bit. You know, we saw her in the beginning say, "Oh, you know, I'm nominated against Frenchie. I'm just going to lay low." Well, we all saw in the feeds that she did not lay low at all. I mean, she was insane. Kai's my target. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him for everybody. I got to fight, fight, fight. And literally everyone's telling her, you're fine. You should just settle down and relax. You're good. The target's Frenchie. No. And she just wasn't relaxing. And so it was nice to see her in this episode to kind of like, you know, sing and rap with Whitney on the exercise bikes. And then outside with Xavier was funny. So yeah, but yeah, it's funny how the edit is between the feeds and the episode. But I thought the rap speech was the best. But don't do it again. It's a one-timer. Yeah,
it is.
And-
it is a one-timer for the speech. Unfortunately, I have a feeling we are going to see it more. She does seem to like to do it.
So instead of your Frenchie voice, are you going to start rapping everything?
No.
No.
Nope. And by the way, just because Frenchie's gone and then everyone was worried that there would be no more Frenchie voice, I mean, I have news to share with all of you. The ghost of Frenchie is going to haunt the house. Hi, guys, it's me, the ghost of Frenchie. Even though I'm gone, my big-headed ego narcissism has remained around in a little ghosty spirit. Woo, I'm still here.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, we're going to add hypotheticals. What would Frenchie do? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
What would Frenchie do? Light it on fire and blow it up. That's what Frenchie would do.
That is tough, though. Brittany on the live feeds is freaking out. Because if you are on the block next to somebody who is imploding, you got to let them implode. You know? You can't. You really, even though it's really hard, though. Trust me, somebody was on the block 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people were saying, you know, Brittany was acting that way because even when people were telling her, even like Karen was saying this yesterday on the show, you know, when people are telling you you're safe, you're in such a bubble in there that you think, oh my God, it's the opposite. You know what I mean? Like people say you're safe, but maybe you're not safe. So you start to get a little paranoid. Do you think that's true, Tera?
Absolutely. There's always a level of paranoia. If you're sitting on the block until you hear the host say that you're safe, you never fully feel that way. And sometimes you have to put in trust in people that you do not trust. I remember my season when I was on the block next to Beth for the second time, you know, I had to trust everybody who had literally had just voted me out the week before. And they kept saying, you're good. And I just played it cool. Beth was having her freakouts. I'm like, just keep it all in. But I remember like sweating, like just sitting there like, they could screw you over. You never know. You have no control.
I loved everyone's face when you came back in, when you won the battle back. That in Beth's face, especially.
She was not happy about that.
How are you? How is Beth? Has anyone heard from Beth?
You know what? I really like Beth. You know, in the big, yes. You know, Beth. She's a really sweet girl. She's a lot of fun. She has a sister who's similar in my age and has 2 kids. So we FaceTime sometimes. You know, in the house, there's all these big dramatics. But then once you get out, at least for me anyway, I'm like, we just went through something crazy together. I think that we should have a beer. You know, that's the way that I am.
And I think that's what I like about the Big Brother Canada house, because you guys are so polite. Like, not here in America. We're mean. We hold grudges. We'll fight on Twitter. But all you guys will do all of this stuff and then hug at the end and be friends, and everybody likes each other.
I'm friends with Vic. Every post interview, people are like, how do you feel about Vic? I'm like, I love Vic. She's great. They're like, what about the hot tub scenario? And I was like, oh yeah, you know, that's just Big Brother. Don't even worry about it. She's great.
That's just Big Brother. I like how this is mashing both things, because there's so much now that we're like separated from it that we can, you know, it's just fun to talk about both, and it's our show, and we'll talk about whatever we want. I loved about your season of Big Brother Canada, you guys would very much be like, okay, so let's have a fight. Okay, we're gonna have a fight now. Okay, now
get ready.
You move over there for the fight. We're gonna fight here at the hot tub. I want everyone on the couches. This is going to make a good shot. You were all very much aware of the production of what was going on at times, which always cracked me up.
Right.
Victoria.
And I'm not saying it wasn't
Yeah.
real. I'm just saying.
Called in, the house meetings.
Oh, yeah, and Victoria, I'm going to call you out because you don't want to go to jury, because you don't want to sit there and not play the game and not see your family. Is that okay? Is that good?
Is
that good?
Okay, good. We're going to send you home, okay? All right, yeah, I guess if you got to send me home. I'm just like, what is happening? All so polite in Canada. You guys do not fight the way we fight here on our Big Brother.
Not again. Not again. Is it working?
The Ray-Bans got tossed, okay? It was violent.
Yes, it was.
Very violent.
Very.
Sorry, we got sidetracked this episode. Sorry.
we got sidetracked, but we can slide right back in and talk about those votes for Frenchie.
Yes. 11-1. I am not gonna lie. I love Derek F. I thought it was cute that he tossed Frenchie that vote. What? Is he not showing up good on the live feeds either?
No, no. I thought I always get teased that I don't know what's going on because I don't watch the live feeds very often.
No, I like this dynamic. I like when we have people that just watch it. It is good. I like knowing what does a person that is just getting the edit, what are they thinking about these people? I like having that dynamic. But no, Big D's the worst.
Is he? Come on.
He seems like
so much fun. I feel like I would want to hang out with him all the time.
Oh, so much fun, but I don't know if he knows the game very well. I mean, he threw his rogue vote for Frenchie, his ride or die, which was sweet. I agree with you, Tara. That was sweet. But last vote, he threw a rogue vote. Is that going to kind of maybe bite him a little bit? Like, where does he lie if he's not going to vote with the house? Do you think that's dangerous to his gameplay, Tara? Or what?
I don't know. Do people know that he threw that rogue vote from the first eviction? Okay.
Here's how that happened. Kylan called him up to the HOH room, and Kylan was like, "Look, did you throw the vote?" And Big D, Derek, was like this. Look, if it's just going to end the witch hunt, just say I did it. If everyone needs someone to blame, everyone can just blame it on me and just say that I did it. And that was good enough for people. So did he really admit to do? It's like a half and half he admitted to it.
Did people find out that Tiffany threw the other vote for Frenchie, that favor? Did that get exposed?
Yes, that got exposed. But yeah, no. Big D spends a lot of time just laying in the bed
with the fan.
With the fan. He pushes really hard for Frenchie. He pushes really, really hard for Frenchie.
They are really close, which is it's
super weird. But we know.
Cute though. They're like a very unlikely match. I think it's kind of cute.
Yeah, he has a crush. He admitted it. He had a crush. He has a crush on Frenchie. He says Frenchie is totally his type. I mean, aside from the fact that Derek just has Big D has no idea what's actually happening in the game, that he's willingly backing Frenchie to the detriment of his own game. He's just not a good player. I love him on TikTok, in the real world, doing drag, all these things about what we thought Big D was gonna be. In the real world, I love all those things about him. What he is showing in the house, it's one of the worst games I've ever seen. And then this week, he was literally like, if I have a kid, I hope it's not gay. And I was just like, what? Why?
What?
Why? Why? Why are you saying this?
You're spilling some serious tea.
Oh, well, do you want me to get all of the info for you now so that I'm going to help you out here? What are your thoughts on Whitney? Now,
Oh, I was just gonna bring that up,
laying the
yeah.
trap for you here because you wouldn't know this. You don't watch the live feeds. What are your thoughts
No.
on Whitney?
I haven't seen a lot of Whitney. When you said that Brent and Whitney are going to be targets, I had to really think about who Brent and Whitney were because they're not getting a lot of airtime on the show because they're kind of laying low. So.
Well, you don't like I mean, no, you can like who you want to
She
like.
doesn't. Yeah.
I don't really. I think she's a total babe, but I don't really
Sure.
know. I don't know anything else about her
Okay.
game, or they're not showing a lot of her yet.
Well,
Oh,
here's
this
a
is
fun
okay.
here's a fun Whitney fact on the
I'm just
live
gonna drink
feeds.
my tea.
She said she thinks the Sandy Hook shooting didn't happen and is a conspiracy that the children made up with the government.
Now, we don't see this kind of behavior in the Big Brother Canada house, do we?
No, we don't. And if you go peruse her TikToks, you can see a lot of her shooting guns.
Like, yeah, you can see her shooting guns, but in the Big Brother Canada house, everybody's using the proper pronouns. Everybody's
Yeah.
happy about the way they are. In
Yeah.
America,
Not here.
America,
For such a diverse cast, there's this undertone of hatred brewing that I feel like is gonna bubble up soon.
soon.
But yeah, those are the three people from the live feeds that have, you know, Frenchie, no, social media, not a fan. Big D, his game just isn't that great, and we didn't like what he said about having gay kid. But yeah, Whitney, a lot of people are not Whitney fans because of that.
The Sandy Hook, yeah.
Yeah, and again, the live feeds are a thing. So if you play in the future, maybe just keep your opinions to yourself.
And I think it's smart, Tara, to shield yourself from those live feeds because it's just too much. It can be way too much.
Yeah.
You don't want your children coming in and going, "Oh my gosh, what did he just say?" You know what I mean? Like, you don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, yeah,
Because it is hard
yeah.
when you've got cameras on you 24/7, like you're completely unfiltered and you forget about them quick. Like you forget that people are even on the outside.
Was there anything that you said that you regret that maybe someone has said that saw you on the feeds?
Yes, of course, there's always going to be a certain backlash. I actually spoke about this with Eric last time I did a live with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, going into the house, I didn't really know a lot about microaggressions, and there were some that I said that I felt terrible about. You know, sometimes you have to educate yourself, you know, like learn and grow. And that's all you can do. But you know, that's the worst feeling when you come out and if you feel like you hurt somebody or if you offended somebody without even realizing it. Do you know what I mean?
I do, because I learned microaggressions from the Real Housewives of New York this season. So with Ebony.
Yeah,
but really? Oh Lord. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tara.
Yeah, I think it's good to know about. Like I've definitely
absolutely.
Once somebody says it, I'm like, oh my God, actually, yeah, and like that was really, and now I see your point, right? Like you can always see both sides, but it's just hard. Sometimes I find I'm just a little dippy, right? Like I
mean, I always say I always want to give house guests the benefit of the doubt in most cases, because even if they are doing and saying, you know, things that are offensive, it's happening in this bubble that no one is correcting them because it is a social game, because it is this. And oftentimes it's not until they get out of the house that they are met with the reality of the situation. So it's not until then that, for me, I'm going to judge them or like judge their character. I want to see, do they come out and apologize and learn and grow and change? You know, a lot of like what you did by saying, I didn't know what microaggressions were and I feel horrible and I'm like, I think those are the things I look for. Big Brother started as a social experiment, as a spin-off of the real world, but a reality TV show. It was to take the racist and put them with other people so that they can see oh, we can get along, to
Yeah.
get the person that spits in the peanut butter and so it's like I think people sometimes forget that that's where this was born, that we hope these people are going to learn and grow and inspire. And a lot of times the house guests all love each other and we're the ones out here
Yes.
fighting the battles, and they're like, we're fine.
Yeah. And I do
Which
think that is true. But I do also think like it's I mean, I think it's good to have conversations. I do think some of the people that are really mean on the internet, where it's like, okay, you're not even just backing the cause right now. Like you just like
Right.
want to start a fight and you're being really malicious. But
Well,
opening conversations, this is how are we all ever going to come together? I don't know the answers to everything, right?
right.
This is how you learn how other people feel.
Yeah.
As much as it was really hard to come out and hear because I
yeah.
felt so bad, it was also like, please, like, share this with me. I don't want to make anybody else feel that way. That's how
Yeah.
you learn. That's how you grow.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
you.
When you know
So
more, you
do
do better, right?
Yes.
so
Yes.
so now that Frenchie is officially evicted, do we think he's going to come out and learn and grow, or do we think he's gonna deny and be like, I did everything I said I was gonna do?
And I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of my week. My week. It's only only in week 2.
It's only week
I think
2.
I think you can still be proud of yourself even if you screw up. But I think, I don't think there's any shame in admitting like if you're wrong or if you're like, oh yeah, wow, I really screwed that
Like,
up.
be proud of yourself that you shared
Yes.
one bathroom with all those people, right?
Yes.
Like,
Right.
you got
Yeah.
through it. You got through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
think what people
if you
go
leave
ahead.
coming out a better person, then great. If you
Yeah.
leave and you're a crappier person than going in, well then I don't know what to
I
tell you. It's
Who you are.
it is a situation that's like the game is crazy and it's intense, but if you don't leave with like new perspective or new appreciation for things, if you don't grow at all from the experience, you miss the point of being on the show.
yeah.
It is a gift,
Yeah.
right?
It
Exposing you to
is.
this experience. If you're not taking anything back from it and you're still coming out, well, I know all the answers and
Hmm.
well, guess what? You missed the whole point. That's not what it's about.
I mean, I think it is such a gift to anyone to get to be on television, and even I think for people like John and I that do this show, but it's to a much lesser extent. I think anybody who has the ability to put themselves out there in the world, but then watch it back, like watch themselves back. There are plenty of things that I have said where I have been like, oh God, that was insensitive or
Mm-hmm.
ignorant or da da da. And it is a gift to, so I just talk and I do this show and I know there's supposed to be no dead air. So a lot of times I just talk and I don't know what's coming out of my mouth. But it's a gift to get to watch it back and be like, oh, I need to do better
Yes.
in this area or in this thing. So yes, I agree with you. I think it's a gift. Now, I think there are some people that are
Yes.
good at manipulating and can take those gifts. And it's kind of like a leopard doesn't change its spots. So, do I think Frenchie is going to come out and sincerely understand and all these things? That's my hope. I have a feeling based on the way he played, which was, again, if you watch the live feeds, very much pandering to social media. Everything was about Twitter, Instagram, my Twitter file, like that's all it was. I have a feeling he's just gonna adapt. As
And
we've
some
seen
people
him.
do leave the situation and they think negative attention is still good attention, right? There are
Correct.
people that do that. That
Right.
will
Is
stay in
Correct.
that limelight and be negative and keep going with
Right.
that because they're like, well, people are talking about me. At least they're talking about me. So,
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And I think he's just going to adapt. He's going to listen to the people that give him the excuses, use those excuses, and keep that narrative going and probably ignore the rest. So bye, Frenchie. It's just, whatever. All of that being said, it was sweet. I did like, even if I think it was totally him being fake. I did like his let's all have a group hug before I go out the door.
That was very sweet.
Group hug, everyone. And then he goes and sees Julie and is like, I'm going to reiterate how I was never going to target women or people of color. And then that is what I did. Okay?
Exactly who I put up.
But I wasn't. But I did. I'm a fan.
But I ended up getting a meathead out, and that's who I did, and that was part of the plan. It was sloppy, but I did it.
And disregard the fact that it was gonna be Kyland, and that I tried to the last second to make it be anybody but Travis, and then I had no options left. So I did what I said because everyone else won competitions. So, like, no, you didn't, Frenchie. And that he just has to come out and own it, and hopefully...
Yeah, and I think that he will. Like, I have more faith in that after seeing how he was these last few days, even today, with Julie. You know, he's a little more humble. He's already baking that humble pie, right? Getting ready to serve it. So I think totally that's going to be served.
And I know people are going to give me shit for this, but I don't care. I feel bad. Like, if you're on a show and you come out and you find out, like, your eviction is trending on Twitter, that people are celebrating your eviction. Like, that's shitty. I mean, I'm here for it, and I hashtagged it and retweeted it, but it's still shit. It's a human being, and none of us would like that either.
If he was plugging all his socials, though, maybe he'll be stoked that he was trending.
True.
Maybe he'll be like, yes.
I'm sure.
Maybe
actually,
that would be a win. Maybe he'll be like, yes. You never know.
Actually, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. He is literally, right now, production is sitting down with him as, like, we know this, and, you know, before he goes into the press of the next day, they will fill him in on what his storyline was, what the public thinks of him. So right about now, Frenchie's being filled in on how everyone feels about him, and I have a feeling his response is this: everybody knows who I am. I was trending. Oh my God, I was trending for bad. Trending is trending. You know what my mama says, if you gotta milk a cow with 4 nipples and it trends, then the milk's more expensive. So I think he's fine.
You just made that up.
Oh my God.
I did. That's what he said.
I actually thought it was going to be an expression. I was like, don't make that shit up. That's not real.
Trending cow nipples. I love it.
Everything he says is made up. That's why Frenchie is so easy to do.
Well, you know, speaking of Frenchie, I mean, you know, were some of you surprised? I mean, he got 11 votes, but were you guys surprised at some of the comments that were said? Like, Claire, I happily vote Frenchie, which that kind of surprised me a little bit. Xavier saying I vote the amazing Frenchie, like, and now,
he's on his team, right? I can't keep track of the dreams. I've given up trying to keep track of the teams.
Xavier's on the Kings. Frenchie was
an ace.
The Joker.
A Joker.
He was the leader of the Jokers.
Yeah.
You know, we've got the Kings and the Aces kind of forming the Rascal Alliance right now.
Right.
But when you know, we've got Xavier winning the HOH, the amazing Frenchie. Who do we think? Do we think that, you know, I know there's been talk about Brent and Whitney possibly going up next week, but could it be Kyland and someone else?
Not in a million years. No, everyone's going after Whitney and Brent this week. And Xavier, you know, if we're going to talk about now the HOH competition, as soon as I saw it was a quiz, I was like, whew, Brent lost out first round.
Whitney too. Oh no, she was second. Yeah.
Well, yeah, she did go out on the second round. There was 2 moments from this, though, that I think are the 2 most important moments. Number 1, if you go back and watch it, and I will retweet it, I think Xavier tried to throw it, because everybody agreed Brent and Whitney need to go this week, but then when everyone broke off in their pairs or their groups, everyone was like, yeah, but we don't want to be the ones to do it. And I think as it got down, Xavier was like, shit, I don't want to be the one to do this. I'm kind of cool with Brent. I'm going to pick the wrong answer, and ended up getting it right. So that was the first thing that I thought was funny. But also, you got to go back and watch Derek X and Hannah, because they knew they purposely made it wrong. And when Julie's like, I'm sorry, you guys got it wrong, Derek X is like, woo, 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 woo. And Hannah's like, yeah. She's like, I'm going. Like, they're celebrating purposely getting it wrong. And their booths are right next to each other. So it is so funny. You have to go back and look at that. It was the best.
But even though Xavier's in, the slaughterhouse kind of, sort of, right? But he's also in the Rascals alliance with both Whitney and Brent. Do you think that'll make a difference?
That'll make zero difference. Here, I don't know if you can see it. It might loop. Hold on. There's ready, watch. We lost.
I love Derek X. Please don't tell me anything negative about Derek X, or I am logging off.
Nope.
Okay.
Derek X
said he doesn't like Asians, and no, I'm kidding.
He is Asian.
I know. It's a comedy show. Show, people. Sorry.
He is the best. The only people that the majority is not fans of is Whitney, for why I said Frenchie, for all those reasons, and Derek really only because he was such a supporter of Frenchie and so off base on this game. And then yes, Brent is also a huge misogynist on the feeds. He is very much like, women are lucky to date me. I get bored with people early. I'm so lucky I'm in the house with Hannah, because normally I would have written her off forever ago, but now like we're trapped together. That's what you want to hear from a guy, is that you're trapped and can't get away from him.
I'm falling in love already. I'm surprised Big D hasn't fallen. I think he's going to fall for Brent next, right? Like he seems like he's falling.
He's into toxic men.
Yes, like
oh God, he just needs a hug and a pep talk. That's it. We can turn him back around.
He gets crushes on men that are unattainable, right?
Yes, he has crushes on unobtainable men. We need to work on that. Now, the thing is, though, Frenchie, early this morning, knowing he's definitely going and doesn't care, even though he says he loves the game, he told Brent, people are coming after you. You need to win this HOH. So it very much was a secret until this morning, when Frenchie told that to Brent, and now Whitney has found out that Brent is the target, and she might also end up being a target. So this could be some good scrambling on the feeds before these noms. So we might finally go back to some drama, because another thing that you're missing, Tera, is because this was a unanimous, everyone was going against Frenchie, like everyone knew, and all the comps and everything are over by like Saturday. So we just have had 4 days in that house of these people playing this stupid ass improv game for hours at a time on the feeds, and they think that it is somehow entertaining, and it is not.
I'm not gonna lie, those stretches of days in between the comps and then the eviction, you can't even mentally prepare for that sort of boredom, and so much can just get stirred up just because you're so bored. You have nothing. There's nothing to do.
What was one of the games you liked playing in the house during those stretches? Do you remember?
Well, I learned how to play chess in the house, and I loved that I see that they have a chessboard in their house. Yeah. That was good because I've never played before, and it's a game that takes a long time to play, and it's very intellectual, and you can kind of step outside of the game. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's not a lot to do there.
Yeah. So no improving in the BBCAN house.
We did like a comedy night, or like a comedy show that was fun, where everybody roasted each other a bit.
Yeah, you did one time.
Yeah, yeah. One time,
Once.
the guys dressed up. The guys dressed up. The girls did all the guys' makeup and
Yep.
put them in dresses. That was
Yeah.
hilarious. What are you
Yeah.
telling? What were we boring?
Again, one time. No. I'm saying that was
Oh,
amazing. Their dumb shit big blue couch improv comedy show happens multiple times a day for hours last week, and it's not funny. You're not comedians. If I want to watch 20-year-olds act like they know about the world and be fake, I'll go on TikTok. I'm watching Big Brother. I want to watch people scheme and backstab and plot and do things like that. That's what I want on my Big Brother, not your improv show.
hey,
Please
tell
let
me,
there
hey,
be
tell me how
joy.
you really feel
That
about
is
it.
how I really
Right?
feel, Tara. I have to
Let's
talk
talk
about
the
this
veins
show.
again. Let's talk about veins again.
Veins. Yes,
The
John.
veins. Sometimes I
John
get a
was not
crazy
here.
vein in my forehead. I never want to reveal it around you. You'll never talk to me again.
No, I don't. Veins creep me out. I don't like it. I'm always worried about them getting caught
He
on
doesn't
something.
like men having the whites of their nails either.
I don't like that either.
Can't
No.
see mine, can you know?
No. You know, like how
Like
if...
where it's grown a little bit.
Yeah, like it has to be cut all the way down, or I don't like it. No.
Oh,
Those are
my
my
son's
things.
nails would drive you crazy. He's always got
No.
claws.
Totally fine
I
on
just look at him and I'm
children.
like, oh, what is
Oh,
wrong?
one time Terry's big toe nail, he hadn't cut it in so long it was starting to grow over the toe, and I was like, okay, are you like a bald eagle? Like, what's going on? Do you need it to hang on to the branch up tighter? I know, I cut it immediately. I was like, no.
I would judge,
Okay.
but that has happened to me one time before too.
I don't
And
know
then
what
I
is...
thought it was so interesting. I'm like, do I just let it go? Does it just keep curling
Do I
around the toe? Like,
want to see where it goes,
yeah,
right?
it's like maybe I should give this nail some potential. I mean, it's on a mission. It wants to go somewhere. Why
It
not?
does. It does. Well, you know, we have a poll out right now for the trash draft of who is the trashiest person for the week that you guys need to vote in. Maybe we should make a new poll about toenail length and when is it an appropriate
What's
time
worse,
to cut them?
long toenails or veins sticking out?
Long toenails or veins. I also want to just stick this in really quick because people keep asking me. Everyone wants to see where they're standing in the trash draft. As you guys know, the website is held hostage by the server place and yada yada yada. However, if you go to hellofriendspod.com/trash draft, you can check out your standings there. So in the meantime, while they're fixing the Reality Recaps website, you can see it at hellofriendspod.com/trash draft if you want to see your standings. So many people keep asking me about that, and I keep
What is
forgetting
the trash draft?
We created it a few years ago, and then all the other places copied us like they always do. So basically, you know how there's a normal draft game that people play, where if it's Big Brother, you're gonna get points on who's HOH or who's nominated. You'll lose points. So we have all of those aspects, but we were like, we want it to be more fun. So we created all these trashy ways to get points. So like if you start a fight with someone, if you wear sunglasses in the house, if you mess with somebody's stuff, there's all of these things and they're all fun. They all have fun names of what they are for points. And then when people watch on Twitter, if they see one of the things to get points, they'll hashtag it trash draft. And we have hundreds of people that play it every single season. And it's
That is interesting. Do people pick the player that they think will have the most trash votes?
Now you get to pick 6 players, Tara. You get to pick 6 players. And here's the thing. What do you do? Do you go for a Frenchie who you know is going to be really trashy and rack up all those points? But he's going to go out early. Do you balance it with long-term versus safe bet? It is very, I'll have to tell you.
That is good.
I'll make sure that I send it to you before. And it's free. It's free to play. You know, we give out like gift cards and stuff as prizes. I don't know why we do it. It's so much work. The people the people that run it. Shout out Sparkly Eye. She enters in like hundreds of people's names into the thing and then keeps track of it, and it's insane. But it's so much fun.
Who won the trash draft of my season?
Who won the chat? Do you guys remember who won the trash? Who was the? I'm 35th in this one right now. I don't know if Sparkly Eye is in here. I forget who won the trash draft on.
I'm like sweating. I'm like, please don't say it was me. Please don't say I was the trashiest guest. Please, please, God, don't say it was me.
It
Literally.
doesn't mean that you were the trashiest.
Right.
It just means that you were. I mean, look, the winner could have the most points because they won. It doesn't necessarily mean that they were the trashiest.
And if I did win, then maybe that would mean that I won something on my season because I didn't win anything on my season.
Then you know what, Tera? You won. And that has nothing to do with the fact that I was just told we didn't do the trash draft for Canada last season due to COVID. However, I'm going to honorarily let you be the winner of Canada's trash draft
You know what?
last
I
season.
respectfully decline the trash draft. I don't know if I want that to.
No, we did not.
But I definitely want to play unanimously.
Okay.
You've won our love. You've won our love.
You know, the trash draft is closed. It only stays open for the picks for a week. However, I know the person doing it, and I have a feeling they'll make an exception for you, Tera. So you can DM me your 6 picks, and we'll slip you in.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
But you have an advantage. So if you win, you're getting an asterisk next to your name because you already got 2 people out of the race that you don't have to pick from that some of us got pigeonholed with.
They might have racked up enough points. You never know.
That's true. Just like we never know what's going to happen this upcoming week on Big Brother. So what do you want to happen, Tera? Now we know that Xavier is the HOH. We know he won. What do you hope happens this week?
Well, from what you're telling me with the potential nominees and the reasons why, they sound pretty valid to me. So I'm hoping that the veto doesn't get used. If these are like, if everybody is kind of like in agreement that maybe these people in the house aren't the greatest to be around, you know?
Right. Well, I mean, before I filled you in on the house consensus, who were you kind of hoping to see win? Or who were you kind of hoping to see possibly sweat a little bit this week when you found out that Xavier was the HOH? Who do you think he should target?
See, I'm not good with like who he should target. I'm more like who I don't want him to target, right?
Okay, who don't you want him to target?
Like, I obviously don't want Tiffany anywhere near that block. I love Sarah Beth too. I love Derek X. Derek X, because he won 2 vetoes in a row, that can put a target on his back, and I do not want to see him near the block or anything like that because I want to see more from him. But honestly, with Frenchie, I haven't seen a lot of really negative things about anybody, really sloppy gameplay just yet because I haven't been watching the live feeds.
Yeah.
But those would be like the 3 that I definitely don't want to see in any sort of trouble.
And I think we're all there with you. I think those are the people most of us love in this game. Tiffany, Claire, Sarah Beth, I agree. And how, you know, like John said earlier, very touching to hear her open up about her dad. Horrific to know that her dad died because of COVID. And people like Whitney walk around and say that it's the government putting chips in us to broadcast Wi-Fi. So, you know, I think they're waiting for that fight to happen.
That's a dangerous mixture. I really felt for Sarah Beth in that moment because when I was in the house, it was I had a brother who passed away, and I had one of the anniversaries, and it's a tough place to be in when you don't have your family. So I thought it was good that she shared that and that she had Kyland. I'm kind of interested. Do you think that Kyland has any chance of being on the block after
No.
he kind of wanted everybody to promise him safety, or he's still good? Because I do like him.
No,
well.
literally for the last, and it was getting more and more solidified over the past 3 days. Like, everyone is on board to get Brent and Whitney on the block. Like, they were literally planning, people were planning how they throw the competition within their own group in order to make sure they go on the block. Even Brent's team was like, we need to throw this. We cannot, we don't want our team to have safety so that he can be nominated.
That's juicy because they're playing in teams. And even if your team is like, we're throwing this so you can go, that is not good, you know?
No.
Because when you're playing in teams, you're like, oh, you always want your safety and for everyone that you're working with. So it's got to be bad if even his team is throwing things to get him out, because that puts their safety in jeopardy too. So
He's just very egotistical and very he's just very egotistical on the live feeds and very misogynistic. He very much talks down to all of the women in the house, and this is a season of, you know, girl power, and the women are ruling.
Wearing
things.
a shirt right now that says "Empowered Women, Empower Women."
There you go.
And you gotta go, Brent, if you're a little
Even
sexist,
today,
get out of here.
even today on the feeds, I mean, Brent was talking to, was it Alyssa, saying, oh, we got to get some of these women out to keep the numbers even in case there's an all-girl alliance.
Well, and it has nothing to do with the fact that none of those girls weren't interested in him when he flirted with them.
I love that the girls are sticking together, because lots of times, you know, girls kind of flock to the guys, or they don't always. So I think that's pretty awesome that the girls have each other's back in this situation. They're like, no, not acceptable. I like that.
What really also shocked me in this episode was how many people in Ottawa, Canada, don't watch Big Brother.
Now, did you feel like that was our Big Brother shading Canada? Because all I thought during that segment was like, this is kind of messed up, because you made it really clear that you're in Canada, and then you're asking the people in Canada, do you watch Big Brother? And then most of them are like, nope, nope, nope. So I'm just like, are we shading Big Brother Canada? Because I don't think you should do that, BBUS, because there's a lot about Big Brother Canada that's way better than our Big Brother. Way better.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was strange and weird.
It was. The whole thing was weird. It was weird. That whole segment, I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
Yeah, and I think Tom Green needs to, you know, get the COVID hair cut the hair.
Salons are open again.
We don't need the COVID hairstyles anymore, right? We can start grooming again. We're outside with people, and no masks in Ottawa. So yeah, it was opened up.
Like, bring Omarosa in. I really thought it was going to be Omarosa. I want Omarosa. Like, let's do that.
Oh my God, that would be amazing if it was
have
Omarosa.
something. Let's have something entertaining. There's a lot that's been happening on the feeds, and I, of course, will be doing a live feed update show tomorrow where I break it all down for you. Hannah has been talking to Christian, telling him, you need to separate from Melissa. I say this, I would tell it to you if you were being with another guy, you know, but I'm your teammate, I'm looking out for you, and this house is going to turn right to you the second Brent and Whitney get split up if you guys don't separate this. There has been a lot of drama happening on the live feed, so I'll be doing a live feed update show for you guys tomorrow to get into
Do they have a showmance going?
Yes. It's a showmance, but like, they got permission. It's very weird because Whitney can't stand Brent, But everybody looks at them as a couple and a showmance and has lumped them together, and that's why they need to go on the block this week. Christian and Alyssa actually are kind of a showmance, and everyone has told them it's okay, but because everyone gave them their blessing and they kind of like play it off, the house is kind of okay with it.
Wait, didn't Frenchie call out their showmance initially, and they were like, "No, it's nothing. We don't even like each other."
Well, I mean,
Yes.
they all they did was like, "Hi, I'm Melissa. Hi, I'm Christian." There's a showman, y'all. They're right there. I mean, they had just met, and it hadn't even been 2 days yet. You know what I mean? But yes, it did end up evolving into a showmance.
Well, as Christian said, I'm the best looking guy in the house, and she's the best looking girl, so people just assume it.
He didn't say that.
He did.
He did not say that.
On the show. I was on the edit. That
Yeah.
was on the edited show.
Stinky Christian. Stinky armpitted Christian.
I
is
mean,
what
look.
Karen says. Yeah.
I was in love with him. He was my crush for this season, but I don't understand. Every single week he has a new look. The looks are not getting better. They're getting worse. Today I was like, oh good, we're doing no beard and space buns. Awesome, buddy. Boner killer with this one. I can't. I don't know what he's doing. I'm going back to Xavier was my second crush. He's quickly becoming the first, and I'm getting more and more over Christian as the moments go by.
I was over from day one. I was over when I looked at the CBS.com site and was like, oh.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
You know, whatever. That's him.
I think Kylan is very handsome.
Yes.
Who?
Kylan.
Oh, Kylan's very handsome. He looks better than his picture on the CBS site. But, I was teasing Kylan because his favorite food is popcorn. And I just thought that was the silliest, 10-year-old answer. Like, what's your favorite? Mac and cheese. Popcorn. And I was playing this thing that I know. But
fighting with it in your teeth?
But is it really a food? I mean, it's a snack, but I think of a food as an entree or something. So I was joking.
Puff air. It's
I was joking. I was joking that if we were on a date and he had said, my favorite is chicken parmesan. What's yours? Popcorn. I'd be like, I don't know if that date would last very long. Do you know what I mean? But I seen him in the house. Oh my gosh, he's amazing. He's super cute. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if your date would work out well because you'd sit down and he would go, I'm going to ask the questions and I'm not going to answer any of yours. Okay, so that's how this date's going to work. And I'm going to eat
That would be a boner killer as well, yeah.
That is why popcorn's his favorite, because he just sits there and eats it while he listens to you answer all the questions.
And asks them and doesn't answer them and then answers his.
Right,
That's
exactly.
fair.
That is fair. All right. We are so over being out of time. But Tera, I know a lot of people want to know who are you hoping wins this season? So you said Tiffany or
Tiffany. Tiffany was my first draft pick, and I picked her because she's 40, she's a single mom, and she's from Detroit. Because that was all we had was I didn't even see any of her bio videos, and now that I'm seeing her, she is crushing it. So I'm definitely team Tiffany. Sarah Beth was my second pick. Okay. So I would be happy with either one of those, but Tiffany is definitely, she's the one that I've been sharing on my socials that I am team Tiffany all the way.
All right, team Tiffany. Love it.
She looked so good tonight too.
Mm-hmm.
And when she casted her vote, I was like, oh.
Great figure. Yeah, she's super.
She had that bright lipstick on and the really bright top. Oh my God, she looked. I'm team Tiffany.
Yes. I love Tiffany. Tiffany is definitely, and again, a feedster, so she understands this game. She had a heart-to-heart this morning with Kylan that, we'll get into on the Live Feed Update show, but, talking about being a single mom, but also being a business owner and how, no one in the house knows that about her, and she's trusting Kylan with that secret because things like that in this game make people go, well, then you don't need the money.
Yeah.
You own a business. So, I mean, there's a lot, but I love her. Well, great. So
who do you guys want to see win?
Well, Tiffany, but everybody says Tiffany, so I don't want to say
Kylan. I could be happy with Kylan to win. I could now be happy with a Sarah Beth. I think she's doing great. I
think
her.
Sarah Beth is going to be the very like sneaky player that you do not see coming, and then when she kicks it into high gear.
Yeah, and I want to say Claire, but I haven't seen a whole lot. Like she's hanging back. She's just kind of blending, almost kind of your strategy a little bit. So I'm hoping to see some good things from Claire too.
She was so cute when she was doing like the one veto, and she's like, I want to be under the radar. Like I already stick out because she's like 6 foot or something. I loved it the way she said that. She's like, people can see me already. I just need to like, I'm
in the
couch.
background.
I'm
in
a
the
couch.
background.
You can't, nothing to see here.
Just be the background. Be the background.
She knows this game. She knows this game very well. And I think Claire and Tiffany together are a force to be reckoned with in this game. Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at that force.
I would not be mad at that force either. The only thing that I don't like about Tiffany, if I had to pick one thing about her, is she is so in love with Dan Giesling, and I just can't. I can't.
You can't be perfect, right? At least she doesn't have veins sticking out of her arms.
At least she doesn't have
throwing over her toes, okay?
Right.
Or stinky armpits like Christian.
Exactly.
I love that you think you know how he smells.
Yes.
Karen was telling us yesterday how he smells.
That was Karen yesterday, because like I said, Christian's my crush, and she hates him, and I was like, why do you hate him? And she's like, he looks like he smells. That was her answer. I was like, okay.
I feel like I trust Karen, so maybe he does.
I mean, then as we found out from the chat, Alyssa actually did say he smells, but it was a very specific part of his lower body, and we don't want to know how she smelled it. But yeah, that was on the feeds apparently as well.
Christian, stop. It smells.
So, maybe some of
that just got real awkward.
It did. Maybe that facial routine, you need to...
Yeah.
There's some products out there that will help you.
There's some oils and lotions you can put lower, right?
Lower lotions. Lower lotions, trademark. If that doesn't exist, lower lotions, we trademarked it. Tera, where can people follow you on social media?
I mainly hang out on Instagram. You can find me at Tera Gillen. It's TeraGillen.
And of course, we will put the links to all of Tera's socials below this show, the previous shows that she's joined us on. John, where can people find you?
Everywhere at Comedy Jonah. On all platforms. And Tera, it was so great to meet you.
So wonderful meeting you guys too. I can't wait to be able to actually just be with you in real life one day. Open the border. Open the border.
Open the border.
We will open the border. Make sure that you guys follow John, Tera, and of course us in all of your favorite social sites. Like I said, that sharing the shows, commenting are great ways to help support all of them. We love you guys. I will be back live tomorrow afternoon with a live feed update show. And Caitlin Herman will be joining us on Sunday for our next recap show, which is going to be exciting. So yay! Thank you both. Thank you, Tera. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We will see you guys on the next show. Bye, everybody.
When my toenails are longer.
Bye,
I'm gonna grow them out for the next one. I'll put it on Zoom.
Do it. Bye, guys.